Hello, this is Mike Pyman, another video log, and the subject of this log is spiritual awareness and the use of plant medicines, otherwise known, well, plant or any medicines really, drugs, psychedelics, hallucinogens. How do they relate to the journey of awareness, awakening, enlightenment? So a metaphor came to me as I was in a conversation with a friend and we were discussing this. And we both had experiences and we've both had different journeys that brought us to dark places. We've hit rock bottom in our own ways. We've been through mental dysfunction, emotional dysfunction, and some degree of madness in our own ways. We've got some experience in this area. And I'll speak for myself, I've got some personal experience. And in this conversation, the metaphor came to me about drugs, psychedelics, and peak states. Now, there's a lot of literature from a lot of very thoughtful people and very intelligent people on peak states and their role in the spiritual journey. And it's generally agreed that a peak state can give you a glimpse or a peek, a look at something, at a state of consciousness, but it won't be a lasting change, it won't be a lasting state. And I totally agree. All that I'm bringing to the conversation right now is a metaphor which I think can help us to feel and experience that understanding at a deeper level. The metaphor is this: our journey we can picture as a journey, as a long trek. This life is a long-term journey towards whatever kind of outcome, the enlightenment, the awakening, the self-awareness, like a mountain up ahead. And in this journey, we can often feel like we're in the woods, in the thick of things, not really seeing very far ahead, maybe even not seeing the direction that we're going. And the metaphor is such that a psychedelic experience, a peak experience, it's kind of like climbing up a tree. And I was thinking that the perfect example was in was it The Hobbit, whichever one of the Lord of the Rings movies, where they're in Mirkwood, and they're in the thick of things, they're in the darkness, and they got to climb up the tree and get a view. And I think that psychedelic peak states are very much like that. You got to exert yourself, you got to do a little bit of work to climb up, and you get the view. You can see the lay of the land and maybe get a glimpse of where you're headed. Also, it's probably kind of transcendent and beautiful. But once you've got that view, you're stuck up there. You're not going anywhere, right? You got to climb back down. It's actually a little bit of a detour, and you continue on your journey in the thick of things, through the darkness. The real question is, do you need that view? Is it worth the effort to climb up that tree and get that view? I think in a lot of cases it can be quite worthwhile. But if we just spend our time climbing up the trees and coming back down into the darkness, we're not going to get very far. So as in all things, I think that moderation plays a key role. If I want to know where this track heads around that bend, is it going to be worth my time to climb a tree and get the long view, see where it goes? Or should I just walk along that track? Up a tree? Or just follow the path? That's life for you. So hopefully that metaphor is interesting to you. Maybe provides some value if you ever have experienced these things or are considering experiencing the type of state change you can achieve through the medicines that we have available. And I'll just part with a little bit of advice from my personal experience. Your intention matters a lot if you're using any kind of strong medicine, any kind of... I gotta just give this arm a rest, cramping up here. Intention and setting matter a lot. I would highly recommend anyone who's doing drugs, quote-unquote doing drugs, to respect them as medicines, strong medicines, as tools. What else do I want to say? They respect them. Treat them as medicines, as valuable tools. I think that's about it. Use them in a sacred way. Use them in moderation, in a sacred way. Choose your setting, set your intention. If you're going to do them safely, and do them with respect. That's about all I've got for now. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your journey. It's not about the destination. It's about how you travel. This is Mike Pyman. Talk to you another time.